Hello viewers, I'm Taran Kumar Goonwal, Assistant Professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. The following video is prepared as per the syllabus and course outline of Maharshi Dayanand University. However, there are mostly general topics which cover the working and theoretical aspects of civil engineering. For best understanding and conceptualizing clearly, please do not skip the video and watch till end. At the end of each topic and each section, we will be discussing about the related important questions, feasibility and application. Let's start the video.
Hello students, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this session, we'll continue with the subject material testing and evaluation, which is in 4th semester of Maharishi Dayanand University. And the topic of discussion today would be corrosion of steel in concrete. Also, we'll learn a few points about freezing and thawing action. As we all know, we have been discussing it since the last lectures that these are the ingredients in Portland cement. This is tricalcium silicate, dicalcium silicate, tricalcium aluminate, and then tetracalcium aluminoferrite. This is the hydration product. When Portland cement is mixed with water, we get calcium silicate hydrate, which is CSH, calcium hydroxide, CaOH whole twice, calcium sulfo aluminates. The gel pores which forms are 1 to 5 nanometers, and the capillary pores are 10 nanometer to 10 micrometer. This is the type of cracking. As you can see, this is, and in this table, we'll see the subdivision of cracking, common location of occurrence, primary cause of cracking, secondary causes, secondary factors, remedies, and time of appearance of such type of cracks. So, as you can see, long-term drying shrinkage cracks. So this is the type of crack. This type of crack is I. So this is the type of crack I. Here, the most common location of occurrence is thin slabs and walls. The primary cause is absence of movements, joints or inefficient joints. Secondary cause is excess shrinkage or inefficient curing, and the remedy is reducing water cement ratio and curing improvement, and time of appearance is several weeks or months. So likewise, you can pause in the video and go through the table. Now coming to corrosion. How is corrosion defined? Corrosion is defined as disintegration of a metal on reaction with the environment which it is in contact with under suitable conditions. All metals corrode, but the rate of corrosion differs. Corrosion is the tendency to revert back to naturally occurring state, which is a more stable state. It is also a tendency to go from higher energy state to lower energy state. So this is how it works. Metal extraction. When iron oxide is given heat treatment, we get pure iron. So this is the natural form and this is the extracted form. And when corrosion occurs, Iron is again converted into iron oxide with liberation of energy in the form of electric current. Effects of steel corrosion on concrete. It causes cracking along the reinforcement bar, as you can see this way, along the reinforcement bar. And it causes delamination, which means separation of concrete from reinforcement bar. जब concrete इस reinforcement bar से अलग हो जाएगा तो delamination कहलाएगा. Spalling. It is the falling of concrete chunks from structure. Delamination जब थोड़ा ज़्यादा severe हो जाता है तो spalling cause करता है, यानी कि concrete का टूट के गिरना, steel से अलग होकर. The expansive action creates internal pressure of up to 20.7 MPa megapascal that will cause the concrete to yield, resulting in wider cracks, delaminations and spalls. तो ये 20.7 मेगापास्कल तक की इंटरनल प्रेशर जनरेशन में के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है corrosion. Rust results in a reduction of cross section of steel. The volume of rust formed is about 3 to 5 times the volume of steel consumed. So these are some volume ratios of oxides. If iron is say 1.25, then iron oxide, Fe ferric oxide, the Fe2O3 is almost 1.5 times. And likewise, hydrated ferric oxide, you can see, is 5 times of the original volume of iron. So you can again pause in the video and study the properties of volume ratios of oxides. So this is how corrosion looks like. These are actual site photographs. So this is cracked railing of RCC bridge near Anupgarh. It is the condition of a bare bridge in Tata Nagar. Then this is corroded rebar of an RCC bridge near Jammu, and you can see this here the concrete has delaminated, and from here it has spalled. So as you can see, because of improper provision of cover, the reinforcement on the side wall has been corroded. Also, you can see it here. This is how reinforcement starts to occur. Corrosion starts to occur. So corrosion is an electrochemical reaction. It involves generation of electric current, electric potential and electric current both. And it generates chemical reaction products. So following are the triggering factors that create active spots on steel surface which initiate steel corrosion. तो इन reasons से जो corrosion है उसका rate बढ़ता है और corrosion होने की possibility ज़्यादा होती है. The first reason is differences in composition of steel. अगर steel हम use कर रहे हैं वो homogeneous नहीं है, उसकी composition में difference है, वो एक triggering factor है. Presence of grain boundaries in the compositional structure of steel. अगर कोई grain boundaries हैं composition में steel के structure के. Changes in environmental condition in the vicinity of the steel. अगर environmental condition में कोई change आता है. And if there is applied stress in the steel. These differences create active spots on the steel surface. So these active spots are anodes and cathodes. What we have studied in our maybe class 10th or 11th standard. So this is the mechanism of corrosion of steel in concrete. As you can see, this acts as anode, and this part, this hole acts as cathode. This is concrete, this is steel. You can see as the iron ions, the electrons from Fe++ move from here to here, and this gets a positive charge. And this hydroxyl ion is formed by the virtue of oxygen and moisture both. So this is how corrosion occurs. This way, layer by layer, it starts corroding. So at cathode, the process occurs is like this: oxygen plus water, atmospheric oxygen and moisture. And when electrons from iron, these come in contact, it forms hydroxyl ion. And at anode, iron is converted into iron ion, which is formed after release of 2 electrons. So if there is moisture and air in the concrete body, it acts as electrolyte. And as you can see, oxygen from external environment is coming inside, moisture also is coming inside from external environment. And this becomes cathode, and this other part automatically becomes anode. So this part becomes anode, and this part automatically becomes cathode. And you can see from anode, electrons are moving from here to cathode. And likewise, this part will also act as cathode. And in this manner, the concrete starts to deteriorate. This is the Fe2O3 surface passive film, which prevents corrosion initially. But once this passive film is broken, the corrosion starts to take place at a faster pace. So this we have already discussed. This is the anodic reaction. 2Fe gives 2Fe2 plus 4 electrons. And these 4 electrons, when they combine with moisture and oxygen, they form hydroxyl ions. The products from the above reaction combine to form the rust. And when Fe2 plus and OH negative, this and this combine, they form FeOH whole twice, ferric hydroxide, iron hydroxide. And when iron hydroxide reacts with oxygen, as you can see here, it forms Fe2O3.H2O, which is known as rust or corrosion, and liberates water, oxygen, moisture, and the associated conductance also. These are essential for corrosion to proceed. Now talking about passivity of steel in concrete. As we are now well acquainted, these are the reactions taking place. Iron oxide layer is stable only in high alkaline conditions and in the absence of chloride. आयरन ऑक्साइड लेयर तभी स्टेबल है अगर हाई एल्कलाइन कंडीशन हो. जैसे कि हम डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, कंक्रीट इज ऑलरेडी हाईली एल्कलाइन. पर अगर क्लोराइड्स एब्सेंट होंगे तभी स्टेबल होगा, पर क्लोराइड की प्रेजेंस उसको अनस्टेबल कर देंगे. So this passivity of steel is destroyed by chlorides and carbonation and carbonates. तो corrosion का रीजन मेजर क्लोराइड्स है, या फिर क्लोराइड आयन, या फिर कार्बोनेट आयन, या फिर जिसको जो कहलाता है कार्बोनेशन ऑफ कंक्रीट. So steel corrosion, क्लोराइड्स एंड कार्बोनेशन. स्टील corrosion का रीजन है क्लोराइड और कार्बोनेशन. क्लोराइड की वजह से लगभग 5 साल बाद इफेक्ट होना शुरू होता है, कोरोजन 5 साल बाद आना शुरू होता है, पर कार्बोरेशन की वजह से जो कोरोजन है वो 10 से 15 साल बाद होता है. So time to crack depends on concrete quality, concrete cover, and severity of environment. Now, the removal of passive layer, that is depassivation of steel by chloride attack. When iron hydroxide forms and it comes with in contact with chloride ion, then it forms this FeClX. So how does chloride comes in concrete? It comes in as a contaminant in the constituents of concrete. तो ये कई बार ऐसी contaminant की form में भी आ जाता है concrete में. Marine environment से भी आ सकता है, from marine environment and from industrial environment as well. The threshold value of chlorides for depassivation is when the ratio of chloride ion and hydroxyl ion is 0.7. Chloride attack is localized and it is known as pitting corrosion. Pre-stressed steel is very vulnerable for chloride attack. So as you can see, it is the initial depassivation when the corrosion does not occur, but the chloride ions, they lose themselves, they lose their energy in depassivating the stable oxide layer. But once the concrete has been depassivated from this time till this time, propagation of corrosion occurs, and by this time corrosion starts occurring. As you can see, degree of corrosion is increasing, and at this point cracking starts to take place in the concrete. So how we can terminate corrosion process due to crack sealing? See, it is the initial depassivation. अभी यहाँ तक concrete ने reinforce ने corrosion show करना नहीं शुरू किया है. यहाँ तक passivity maintained है, passivation layer है. तो जब तक depassivation होता जाएगा धीरे धीरे तब तक corrosion नहीं होगा. But जैसे ही passivation खत्म होगा, यानी कि it is the stage of depassivation, the propagation of corrosion starts. And once the propagation starts, it keeps on increasing. Then if we seal up the cracks formed, then there would be lesser ingress of moisture, air and chloride ion in the steel. So it leads to termination of corrosion, as you can see. So this is the degree of corrosion and it will become stable here. There would be no more further corrosion. Factors affecting rate of corrosion. So the quality of concrete depends upon the cover of the concrete, permeability of the concrete and cement content. And permeability further depends upon curing, the mode of curing, air cured, water cured or water cement ratio. Now environmental related, it is the corrosion is caused by moisture, temperature, chloride penetration, carbon dioxide penetration. And the construction related faults are concrete cover, compaction, curing, water cement ratio, which causes porosity and degree of hydration. So this is the effect of chloride content in concrete on corrosion rate. If the chloride is water soluble, then this is the corrosion rate, and if chloride content is soluble, then this is the corrosion rate. Now talking about effect of environmental temperature on corrosion rate. So as you can see, if the chloride ion is water soluble and with increasing temperature, the corrosion rate increases, And if the chloride ion is acid soluble, then corrosion rate also increases, but comparatively it is at a lower pace. So chloride content acid, so if it is acid soluble, then up to 0.4% by weight of cement is considered safe. And some literature also suggests that it is up to 0.2% by weight of concrete, but it is not any specific value up to now. So you can skip this part, or you can study it, and if there is any doubt, you can contact me. So ACI criteria says for pre-stressed concrete, the chloride ion content should be 0.06%. For conventionally reinforced concrete in a moist environment but not exposed to external sources, there is allowance of 0.15%. And above ground building structure where construction will stay dry, then there is no limit of chloride content. It can be accepted in a large value also. As per IRC 112, the threshold chloride is for pre-stressed concrete is 0.1% of weight of cement. For RCC, it is 0.2% of weight of cement. And for RCC, in moderate conditions, it is 0.3% of weight of cement. So as you can see, if there is low water cement ratio, which is say up to 0.4, then you can see the ingress of water, the diffusion path. So the ingress of water and moisture and air is not so easy. But if high water cement ratio, then it leads to pockets, and the ingress of moisture and air becomes easy, and it affects steel. So this is how a well compacted concrete looks, and this is how a poorly compacted concrete looks. You can see there are a lot of gaps, but in a well compacted concrete, the gaps are not so much. And if the concrete is not so good, it's not so good compacted, then it causes bleeding pockets, as you can see. And this forms bleeding canals. Now coming to carbonation. Depassivation of steel due to carbonation. It leads to reduction in alkalinity due to conversion of calcium hydroxide to calcium carbonate. तो जो calcium hydroxide है वो calcium dioxide के साथ react करके calcium carbonate बना देता है. It is a long-term process, unlikely to take place within 10 to 15 year period for a good concrete. अगर concrete को अच्छे से आपने cast किया है, अच्छे से cure किया है, तो 10 से 15 साल तक carbonation नहीं होता है. So this is the rate of carbonation. Depth of carbonation is given by the formula. And rate of carbonation depends on concrete permeability, which depends on water cement ratio, curing, type of cementitious materials, moisture content of concrete. Highest rate when concrete is in equilibrium with air at 50% to 75% relative humidity. CO2 content in atmosphere also affects the rate of carbonation. Depth of carbonation of concrete with varying water cement ratio exposed to two different environmental conditions, sheltered and non-sheltered from rain. तो ये जो नीचे एक स्टडी है, जो नीचे ग्राफ है, ये बताता है कार्बोनेशन डेप्थ, यानी कि जो कार्बोनेशन, जो कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट है, वो स्टील के कितना करीब, कितना पास जा चुका है, कितनी ज्यादा वो कंक्रीट के अंदर डीप जा चुका है, अगर हम वाटर सीमेंट रेशियो वेरी करते हैं. उसके साथ ही दो अलग अलग तरीके की एनवायरमेंटल कंडीशन में अगर हम एक्सपोज करते हैं, जैसे कि कंडीशन है शेल्टर्ड एंड नॉन शेल्टर्ड फ्रॉम रेन. अगर हमारा जो कंक्रीट मेंबर है वो अगर बारिश से ढका हुआ है या बारिश में एक्सपोज्ड है, शेल्टर्ड है या नॉन शेल्टर्ड है. तो स्ट्रेट लाइन रिप्रेजेंट्स नॉन शेल्टर्ड फ्रॉम रेन एंड दिस डॉटेड लाइन रिप्रेजेंट शेल्टर्ड फ्रॉम रेन. तो आप देख पा रहे हैं कि अगर रेन से शेल्टर्ड नहीं है, अगर उसके ऊपर रेन कि रेन से बचाने के लिए कोई कवर नहीं है, बारिश से बचाने के लिए कुछ ऊपर से शेल्टर नहीं है। तो डेप्थ ऑफ कार्बोनेशन एज यू कैन सी इज लेसर। देखिए यहाँ पे 10 mm तक डीप जा पाएगा अगर वाटर सीमेंट रेशियो 0.45 है इस केस में, और अगर कंक्रीट मेंबर अनशेल्टर्ड है तो ये सिर्फ इतनी सी डेप्थ ऑफ कार्बोनेशन होगी। इसी तरीके से अगर वाटर सीमेंट रेशियो 0.55 है और अनशेल्टर्ड है तो डेप्थ ऑफ कार्बोनेशन ऑलमोस्ट 10 mm, a bit more than 10 mm। और इसी तरीके से अगर हमारा कंक्रीट मेंबर शेल्टर्ड फ्रॉम रेन, उसको रेन से ढका हुआ है और वाटर सीमेंट रेशियो भी बहुत हाई है तो कार्बोनेशन बहुत हाई होगा। तो यानी कि वाटर से शेल्टर्ड रखने से भी कार्बोनेशन बढ़ता है, यानी कि इफ द वाटर इज वॉशिंग ऑफ द सरफेस ऑफ कंक्रीट देन इट में रिड्यूस द चांसेस ऑफ कार्बोनेशन। ये अभी हमें यहाँ इस ग्राफ से दिखाई देता है। इसके अलावा वाटर सीमेंट रेशियो कम रखने से भी वी कैन रिड्यूस डेप्थ ऑफ कार्बोनेशन। So this is corrosion rate. If this is critical relative humidity, and this is the point at which the corrosion rate starts to go upwards. So depth of carbonation versus strength and exposure. So if it is sheltered but outdoors, then depth of carbonation after 50 years in mm, for 25 MPa it is 60 to 70, and for 50 MPa it is 20 to 30. And when exposed to rain, you can see it significantly reduces the depth of carbonation. So effect of concrete compressive strength on depth of carbonation. तो जैसे डेप्थ ऑफ कार्बोनेशन कम होती जाएगी, कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ती जाएगी। जितना कम डेप्थ ऑफ कार्बोनेशन होगा उतना अच्छा है कंक्रीट की स्ट्रेंथ के लिए। एज यू कैन सी डेप्थ ऑफ कार्बोनेशन कम होती जाती है तो कंक्रीट की स्ट्रेंथ मैक्सिमम आती है। जितनी ज्यादा डेप्थ ऑफ कार्बोनेशन होगी उसके रेस्पेक्ट में कंक्रीट स्ट्रेंथ उतनी ही कम होगी। So this is effect of mass loss due to corrosion loss. तो mass loss या corrosion loss भी होता है। देखिए जिस तरीके से mass loss और strength loss होता जा रहा है, ultimate strength और yield stress के केस में जैसे जैसे carbonation depth बढ़ती जाती है। And again this is the case of stress, the loss in stress and strain gain. So this is again, if there is an external loading, then with increasing degree of corrosion, the capacity to withstand loads becomes lower. So it is the effect of steel corrosion on structural property of RC member. Flexural moment of RC beam versus degree of corrosion. Again, the flexural moment capacity is also decreasing with the degree of corrosion. So this is how we measure the depth of carbonation. यहाँ से थोड़ा स्क्रैप ऑफ कर लिया जाता है कंक्रीट को और फिर उसके बाद एक इंडिकेटर सोल्यूशन यूज करके देखा जाता है कि कहां तक कार्बोनेशन पहुंचा है। तो उसको हम फिर ऐसे स्केल से मेजर कर लेते हैं कि जैसे कंक्रीट का फ्रेश सरफेस था उसको स्क्रैप ऑफ करके थोड़ा सा उसमें इस तरीके से एक इंडेंट कर लिया उसमें, और यहां से हम मेजर करते हैं कि कितना डेप्थ ऑफ कार्बोनेशन हुआ है. So again, effect of concrete's compressive strength on carbonation edges, this we have discussed. As the depth of carbonation decreases, compressive strength increases. So this was all with corrosion. Now we'll move to a few points of freezing and thawing action. When fully saturated concrete is exposed to repeated cycles of freezing and thawing, it is deteriorated by the action of freezing and softening of water in it. तो जब कंक्रीट को रिपीटेड साइकिल से गुजरना पड़ता है फ्रीजिंग और थॉइंग के, देन द कंक्रीट डिटेरियोरेट्स बाय द एक्शन ऑफ फ्रीजिंग एंड सॉफ्टनिंग. तो मतलब अगर कंक्रीट में पॉकेट्स हैं, स्पेसेस हैं, उसके अंदर वाटर इनग्रेस कर पा रहा है, तो अगर टेम्परेचर ड्रॉप होगा तो उस केस में उसके अंदर फ्रीजिंग होगी, आइस फॉर्मेशन होगी. आइस की वॉल्यूम वाटर से ज्यादा होती है, तो वो कंक्रीट में क्रैक डेवलप करेगा. और सॉफ्टनिंग ऑफ वाटर विल आल्सो कॉज strength loss. It causes cracking on concrete surface in the form of maps, which is called map cracking, and affects durability of concrete. तो ये कंक्रीट के सरफेस पे क्रैक क्रिएट करता है, जिसको बोला जाता है मैप क्रैकिंग, और ड्यूरेबिलिटी को कम करता है. द कोर्स एग्रीगेट प्रेजेंट द कंक्रीट आल्सो affected by freeze and thaw cycles, swelling of concrete may also occur. तो कोर्स एग्रीगेट भी रीजन है और वो भी अफेक्ट होता है फ्रीज एंड थॉ साइकिल से, और वो भी वीकन होते हैं. In this case, durability can be achieved by adding air entrainment mixtures to the mix and also reduce the maximum size of coarse aggregates. So air entrainment agents use करके, जैसे कि एयर एंट्रेनमेंट मिक्सचर्स मार्केट में अवेलेबल है. इसके अलावा अगर हम कोर्स एग्रीगेट का साइज थोड़ा सा कम रखें, तो उस तरीके से हम फ्रीजिंग एंड थॉइंग साइकिल्स को प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं. So guys, this was all with today's lecture. I hope you are now well acquainted with the corrosion, and if in case there is any doubt, you can contact me. Till then, have a great time. Thank you.
I hope you guys could understand and correlate the topics taught in today's session. If there is any query or subject matter issue, feel free to mail me at the given email ID. Live discussion sessions could also be used for discussion of doubts. Thank you.